Cronos: The New Dawn is 2025 survival horror game developed by Bloober Team, and this is the minimum system requirement for the game. If you have a potato computer and need more frames, this video is for you. So without wasting time, let's get straight to the point. The first step is about the in-game settings. As you can see, I'm only getting 25 frames and it's barely playable. So let's go to the game's graphics settings to see what can be done. Set the screen mode to full screen and set the resolution to 1080. If you have a very weak graphics card, you may need to lower the resolution to 720. If you have a very old and weak processor, set the frame limiter to 30, otherwise you can disable the frame limiter. Just set the rest of the settings to their lowest settings and finally confirm the changes. Now let's see what changes were made. After the first step, the game is running between 35 and 40 frames. But we still have a lot of work to do to reach 60 frames. So let's go to the next step. In this step, I want to speed up the game by editing the game configuration file. So first we need to see where the game file is. To start, search for this phrase and follow the path I'm going to. Create a text file here. Now go to the video description section and copy all the codes into this text file. Then click on the file and select the Save As option. Change the file name and finally save the changes. As you can see, I was able to create a new configuration file. But in order for the game not to delete this file, I need to set it to non-editable. So right-click on the file and select the Properties option and set the file to read only. We're done here. Let's test the game and see what happens. As you can see, in the second step, I get more than 90 frames, which is great for a weak graphics card like the RX 570. I recommend that you do not continue any longer once you reach a speed higher than 60, because from here on, the game is going to turn into Minecraft. Anyway, let's move on to the next step. In this step, I am going to disable some of the game's heaviest graphics settings using the command console to significantly increase the speed. But first, I need to enable the command console. First, go to the Nexus mod site and download this mod. The download link is in the description section. As you can see, I have already downloaded the mod. Now create a folder and extract the contents of the mod into it. Now go into the mod folder and copy a file called binaries into the game folder according to the tutorial video. If you follow all the steps correctly, the game's command console will be enabled. Activate the command console with the tilde button on the keyboard and enter the following codes. These codes disable some of the heaviest graphics settings in the game and therefore increase the game's speed. The bad news is that you have to enter these codes every time you run the game. But I assure you that it is worth trying. With these codes you can easily have speeds above 60 on the weakest graphics card. Now let's test the game once again. As you can see, every time I add a code, the game speed increases a little, to the point where in some scenarios the speed even reaches above 100. I hope this solves your problem. If your problem is solved, you can leave the video and enjoy the game, but for those who have very old graphics cards like the R9 I have a final solution for them. So let's move on to the last step. I want to show you how to run this game on graphics cards that do not support DX12. If your graphics card does not support DX12 for any reason, you should use DX11 mode, which all older graphics cards support this API. To enable this feature, right-click on the game icon and select the Properties option, and in the target field, press the spacebar twice, then add this phrase and select the OK option. That's how you were able to enable DX11 mode. However, you should keep in mind that you should only use this method as a last resort. This game is only optimized for DX12, and when you enable DX11, you should expect bugs or other problems such as stuttering. So this method is like a double-edged sword, and is only recommended for potato graphics cards. Now let's see results. As you can see, with the API change, the speed has increased from 70 to 80, which represents a 15% increase in performance. This speed increase is only for older graphics, and I don't think it will be this much faster on newer graphics. Anyway, thank you for watching the video until the end. If the video was useful to you, like it, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. Have fun gaming and bye.